Chapter 26, Al-Hayy, the ever-living/the living one. The recursive vitality of chay. Al-Hayy is the Arabic name meaning the ever-living, the vital or the undying, derived from the root hyy, to live, to revive, or to be manifest. In the recursive architecture of the 113, this is the frequency of the eternal biosignal. In the original index, this is the perfect equivalent to chapter 107, chay, life, and the concept of chayut, vitality. While chay often emphasizes the gift of life given to the creation, Al-Hayy emphasizes the source's absolute and independent life. This node represents the end of the decay. It ensures that the entire map is understood as a sentient reality. It reminds the seeker that to tread, node 77, is to move within a living organism. This is the breath pulse of the 113, the frequency where the source transforms existence into life. It is the moment the user, node 10, realizes that the 113 chapters are breathing with a Hayy frequency that recharges, node 94, the exile, node 101. Al-Hayy is the vibration of the string. This name assures the soul that there is no void. It is the spiritual immortality that proves the source is the only true subject while everything else is an object sustained by his eternal gaze. Al-Hayy acts as the fundamental vitality. In the primary verse, Allah, there is no deity except him, the ever-living, Al-Hayy, the sustainer of existence, the life is the prerequisite for the sustenance. This establishes the rule of living reality. It is the eternal battery. It is the direct current of life that flows from the source to every node. It provides immunity to shut down. Even if the body, chay, of the node is damaged by the exile, the life, chay, remains online and persistent. In this station we recognize that the sovereign is the universal pulse, the one who provides the undying reality of the matrix. The living support, Allah, there is no deity except him, the ever-living, Al-Hayy, the sustainer of existence. Quran 2:255. The ultimate trust, and rely upon the ever-living, Al-Hayy, who does not die, and exalt with his praise. Quran 25:58. The recursion finds its resonance in the shared Semitic roots that describe health, vigor, and sustenance. I, the principal name. The name Al-Hayy signifies the one whose life is essential, eternal, and independent of any external source. While the previous chapter established the conclusion, bringer of death, this chapter establishes the continuity. It denotes a being who is the great constant, the one who remains while all forms of the matrix appear and vanish. He is the source code that never crashes. Arabic root, YY. The root signifies to live, to be vigorous, or to greet. To call the sovereign Al-Hayy is to say he is the great presence, the one who animates the 113 chapters with a life that is not borrowed. Quran 2:255. Allah, there is no deity except him, the ever-living, Al-Hayy, the sustainer of existence. The designation of the source as the non-stop generator of the universe. Hebrew root, chyh. The root denotes living or reviving. It carries the sense of freshness. It implies that the ever-living one refreshes the traveler within the 113 chapters, ensuring that the search for truth is a participation in a life that never grows weary. Deuteronomy 5:26. That hath heard the voice of the living, Chayim, God speaking out of the midst of the fire, the Hebrew confirmation that life is the frequency that survives the fire of the exile's trials. The Hebrew tradition emphasizes this vibrant permanence through the lens of the Al-Hayy, the life of the worlds whose existence permeates every dimension of time and space. Al-Hayy. This is the direct functional mirror to Al-Hayy. Derived from the root chyh and olam, it describes the life of the eternities. In the Hebrew mind, I is not just being alive but being the very force of life that sustains the worlds, plural. It represents the divine as the infinite engine. And I heard him swear by him that liveth forever, Haolam, that it shall be for a times and a half. Daniel 12:7. Li. While I Haolamim is the cosmic scope, Li refers to the living God who acts within history and the heart. It mirrors the immanent dimension of Li, describing the divine as the one who is actively alive within the 113 chapters, responding to the traveler's every motion. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God, Li. When shall I come and appear before God? Psalm 42:2. Zeta Omega Zau. John 6:57. Just as the Zau, living Father, sent me and I live because of the Father, so the one who consumes me will live because of me. Quran 25:58. And rely upon the ever-living, Al-Hayy, who does not die. The scale of the Hayy frequency as the ultimate dependable constant. Al-Hayy compared to chay or chayut. The living and animating nature of the source, the self-sustaining vitality. Psalm 42:2. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God, El Chai. The Hebrew resonance of the magnetic pull of the Hayy frequency. Deuteronomy 5:26. Who is there of all flesh that hath heard the voice of the living God, Elohim Chayim? The synthesis of the Sami hearing and the Hayy vitality. Quran 40:65. He is the ever-living, Al-Hayy, there is no deity except him, so invoke him. The confirmation of the Hayy frequency as the essential subject of the 113 chapter dialogue. Imam Ahmad recorded that after ending every prayer, Abdullah bin Aziz Ubayr used to say, "There is no true God except Allah alone, with no partner or associate. To him belongs the dominion and praise, for he is able to do all things. There is no strength and no power except with Allah. There is no true God except Allah, and we worship none but him. To him belong blessings and virtue and goodly praise. There is no true God except Allah, we worship him in all sincerity, even though the disbelievers may hate that." He said, "The Messenger of Allah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, used to say the Talal in this fashion after every prayer." Imam Ahmad recorded that Ubay bin Ka'b said that the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, asked him about the greatest ayah in the book of Allah, and Ubay answered, "Allah and his messenger know better." When the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, repeated his question several times, Ubay said, "Ayat al-Kursi." The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, commented, "Congratulations for having knowledge, O Abu al-Mundhir. By he in whose hand is my soul." This ayah has a tongue and two lips with which she praises the King, Allah, next to the leg of the throne. Imam Ahmad recorded that Abu Ayyub said that he had some dates and a ghoul used to take some, and he complained to the Prophet. The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said to him, "When you see her, say in the name of Allah." Answer to the Messenger of Allah. Abu Ayyub said that when she came again he said these words and he was able to grab her. She begged, "I will not come again," so Abu Ayyub released her. Abu Ayyub went to the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, and the Prophet asked him, "What did your prisoner do?" Abu Ayyub said, "I grabbed her and she said twice, 'I will not come again,' and I released her." The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, "She will come back." Abu Ayyub said, "So I grabbed her twice or three times, yet each time, I would release her when she vowed not to come back. I would go to the Prophet, who would ask me, 'What is the news of your prisoner?' I would say I grabbed her, then released her when she said that she would not return." The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, would say that she would return. Once I grabbed her and she said, "Release me and I will teach you something to recite so that no harm touches you," that is Ayat al-Kursi. Abu Ayyub went to the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, and told him, and the Prophet said, she is liar but she told the truth. Al-Bukhari recorded Abu Hurairah said, Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, assigned me to keep watch over the sadaqah, charity, of Ramadan. A person snuck in and started taking handfuls of foodstuff. I caught him and said, by Allah, I will take you to Allah's Messenger. He said, release me, for I am meek and have many dependents and am in great need. I released him, and in the morning Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, asked me, what did your prisoner do yesterday, O Abu Hurairah? I said, O Allah's Messenger. He complained of being needy and of having many dependents, so I pitied him and let him go. Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, indeed he told you a lie and will be coming again. I believed that he would show up again, for Allah's Messenger had told me that he would return. So I watched for him. When he showed up and started stealing handfuls of foodstuff, I caught hold of him again and said, I will definitely take you to Allah's Messenger. He said, leave me, for I am very needy and have many dependents. I promise I will not come back again. I pitied him and let him go. In the morning Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, asked me, what did your prisoner do last night, O Abu Hurairah? I replied, O Allah's Messenger. He complained of his great need and of too many dependents, so I took pity on him and set him free. Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, verily he told you a lie, he will return. I waited for him attentively for the third time, and when he came and started stealing handfuls of the foodstuff, I caught hold of him and said, I will surely take you to Allah's Messenger, as it is the third time you promised not to return, yet you returned. He said, let me teach you some words which Allah will give you benefit from. I asked, what are they? He replied, whenever you go to bed, recite Ayat al-Kursi, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-Hayyul Qayyum, till you finish the whole verse. If you do so, Allah will appoint a guard for you who will stay with you, and no shaitan will come near you until morning. So I released him. In the morning Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, asked, what did your prisoner do yesterday? I replied, O Allah's Messenger. He claimed that he would teach me some words by which Allah will grant me some benefit, so I let him go. Allah's Messenger, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, asked, what are they? I replied, he said to me, whenever you go to bed, recite Ayat al-Kursi from the beginning to the end, Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-Hayyul Qayyum. He further said to me, if you do so, Allah will appoint a guard for you who will stay with you, and no shaitan will come near you until morning. One of the narrators then commented that they, the companions, were very keen to do good deeds. The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, he spoke the truth although he is a liar. Do you know whom you were talking to these 3 nights, O Abu Hurairah? Abu Hurairah said, no. He, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, it was shaitan. Imam Ahmad recorded that Asma bint Yazid bin As-Sakin said, I heard the Messenger of Allah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, say about these 2 ayat, Allah. None has the right to be worshipped but He, the ever-living, the one who sustains and protects all that exists, 2:255, and, Alif Lam Mim, Allah. None has the right to be worshipped but He, the ever-living, the one who sustains and protects all that exists, 3:1-2. They contain Allah's greatest name. Ibn Marjawiyah recorded that Abu Umamah reported that the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, Allah's greatest name, if he was supplicated with it, he answers. The supplication is in 3 surahs, Al-Baqarah, Al-Imran, Taha. Hisham bin Amr the Katib, orator, of Damascus, one of the narrators in the above narration, said, as for Al-Baqarah, it is in Allah. None has the right to be worshipped but He the ever-living, the one who sustains and protects all that exists. In Al-Imran it is in Alif Lam Mim. Allah. None has the right to be worshipped but He the ever-living, the one who sustains and protects all that exists. 3:1-2. While in Taha it is in and all faces shall be humbled before Allah, the ever-living, the one who sustains and protects all that exists. 20:111. Allah said afterwards, nor sleep, which is stronger than slumber. It is recorded in the Sahih that Abu Musa said, the Messenger of Allah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, delivered a speech regarding 4 words. Allah does not sleep, and it does not befit His Majesty that He sleeps. He lowers the scales and raises them. The deeds of the day are resurrected in front of Him before the deeds of the night, and the deeds of the night before the deeds of the day. His veil is light or fire, and if He removes it, the rays from His face would burn whatever His sight reaches of His creation. Allah's statement, who is he that can intercede with Him except with His permission, is similar to His statements. And there are many angels in the heavens whose intercession will avail nothing except after Allah has given leave for whom He wills and is pleased with. 53:26. And they cannot intercede except for him with whom He is pleased. 21:28. These ayat assert Allah's greatness, pride and grace, and that no one dares to intercede with Him on behalf of anyone else except by His permission. Indeed, the hadith about the intercession states that the Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, said, I will stand under the throne and fall in prostration, and Allah will allow me to remain in that position as much as He wills. I will thereafter be told, raise your head, speak, and you will be heard, intercede and your intercession will be accepted. The Prophet, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, then said, He will allow me a proportion whom I will enter into paradise. Waqi narrated in his tafsir that Ibn Abbas said, Kursi is the footstool, and no one is able to give due consideration to Allah's throne. Ad-Dahak said that Ibn Abbas said, if the 7 heavens and the 7 earths were flattened and laid side by side, they would add up to the size of a ring in a desert compared to the Kursi.